support during this time? And Claire, what would you recommend to parents or caregivers?
We know that these are challenging times, and we know that it's normal to be anxious, to be worried, to be stressed. And therefore, it's important for parents and caregivers to let their children know that it's normal. That's the first thing to do. For them to relax and say, okay, what I feel right now is normal. Everybody has, is going through the same experience. And then if it's actually a little bit more serious, because I've myself, seen some of friends of my own children who, kept being isolated in their rooms. They didn't want to go out. They didn't want even to talk to their friends on the phone. So we made the effort to contact those children because we wanted to help. So when you see that a child is not reacting well, then it's important to think of counseling as well. Because I would like to demystify also counseling. Sometimes when you talk about mental health or counseling or psychosocial support, people may think, oh, that means that I'm not normal or I'm sick. No, counseling is just having a conversation with someone and get things out of your chest and get support, and it can be really helpful. I've gone through counseling myself in my life several times, and it has really helped me. So it also works with children, with young people. The other tip I'd like to share, and that's based on a lot of research related to psychosocial support, is it's important for children to go back into a routine. So parents and caregivers should have conversations with their children, but they should also put in place a sort of a structure to get up in the morning, not to sleep until 11 a.m., which teenagers like to do, including my own son. But really to have a structure to study or to learn, to play some music, activities to be organized throughout the day, because when they're not going to school, then there's no more structure or routine during your day. And finally, I'd like to share a personal experience as well. I found that when I get up in the morning or during lunchtime or dinner time with my family, we have moments of gratitude. So we go around the table and we share what we're grateful for. And I'm sure a lot of you do that as well. And it really helps us to keep a positive attitude.
Your Excellency, let me come to you again. Can you share with us how you've been staying optimistic during these tense times?
It's good you asked, because of course, as a human being, and especially for some of us, even when the country was locked down, we were working. So our job necessarily involves interactions every day. But of course, we're also led by the science, and you know how to protect yourself, and you follow the protocols as best you can, because sometimes we also fail. But we try as much as possible to do that. Is there anxiety? Yes, I'm a mother. I have 4 children at home. Sometimes they want to play with their friends. And I say, no, your friends cannot come here. You cannot go see your friends because for obvious reasons, and it's challenging. I have people coming in and out of the house. I'm interacting with my staff. So there is anxiety. For us, the only way to cure the anxiety is to make sure you are doing your part and you encourage those around you to do same, so that we all keep healthy, follow the protocols, and we would all be fine and we'll come around the other side.
Eugene, give us your tips. We are all sharing tips, for people to take lead on. How have you done this, kept yourself at ease?
All right, sure. Maybe before that, let me say that COVID-19 really had a toll on my mental health. And I know many young people suffered that too, because personally, I was so confused of what was happening, and no one seemed to have answers to my very curious questions. Even the information I read on the World Health Organization website and other credible websites didn't satisfy my curiosity. And the fact that I didn't even know what was going on made me so sick. And there were a lot of false information out there. I remember I joined a lot of WhatsApp groups just to know what was happening, a lot of conspiracy theories and general disbelief of the existence of the virus in the first place. And originally, whenever I'm going through all of this, I would have gone out with friends to do something to get my mind off it. But in this case, I couldn't even step out to get my mind off the fear and the anxiety. So I was just not, I was just not okay. All I had was my phone and my data, and I make sure that they never run out, because I was always chasing the news to know the numbers where we're getting. But fortunately for me, it was this same phone and social media that helped me to cope. And what I am taking out of that is that we have the phones and we decide what we want to read. And for me, I focused on reading stories of people who had contracted the virus and have been able to recover from it. And Gary, yourself, you're an example. I am an ardent follower of you on Twitter, and when you shared your first updates on you contracting the virus, I was keen about you. I turned on the notification on all your posts, and I was sure to follow your progress. And I think within 2 weeks you were out and you were a survivor or a conqueror of COVID-19. And for me, that's what changed my perception, because it made me see that it wasn't a death warrant after all. So I decided then to focus on abiding the protocols, because of course government have put in a lot of effort, but it's also a personal fight and we have to do our own bits. So I started keeping with the protocols and also trying to keep a positive mindset about the virus. And up till now, my mental health has only gotten better. Sincerely, after the lockdown, I've just stuck to the protocols and my mental health is doing very, very well. But even with that, I'm well prepared for anything. And I believe that even if I contract the virus today, just like yourself, Gary, I would also come out and be a conqueror. So we are in this together.
Go you. Go you. Excellent.
It's been an interesting chat of releasing our pent-up frustration and anxiety, because we are told again from our various, tribes or ethnic groups or various locales that in sharing, you also make sure that the burden is lightened. And I'm sure that in every tongue and in every tribe across the world, there is a variant of this saying. And as we have been around this table and eating of, the fruits or the food of communal living and sharing our experiences, we are better than we were at the start of this chat.